Hey YouTube, Dark Magician of Team Sorcerers here, and welcome back to What If Wednesday. As you can probably guess, this is another one about decks, and this is requested by Dragon Master 25, who likes his Inzektors, and he asks, what if Inzektors were my favourite and signature deck? Who remembers when this was meta, back in 2012? Well, I guess again I would take an instant liking to them. It might not be easy for me getting all the parts, because at the time I was still looking for work, so it's doubtful I'd be able to get a box, so I'd have to pick everything up in trades, which wouldn't be easy because all the competitive players would be after them. I don't know who my favourite and ace monster would be. Probably not the Exceeders, just because they're so weak in stats. I know they can gain attack, but how much attack? It's tricky, so I guess the favourite and ace monster would be Inzektor Gigamantis. That would be like the Jinzo, the Summon Skull of the deck. How much I'll actually summon this guy, I'm not quite sure. Of course, I would also have to learn how to play it, because in the real timeline, if you put Inzektors in my hands, I wouldn't have a clue how to play them. I think I'd find them tricky, but not in this case though. But let's say I did manage to put the deck together somehow and started playing it. Well, I would probably not be very popular with anyone who hates this deck with a passion. Now, for me, when I faced them, they were very difficult to deal with, but I didn't have a reason to hate them, because like I said, what I was more annoyed about was Dark World and wind-ups. They were just annoying to play against and were the biggest annoyances of that format. One of my most hated ones. Of course, in this timeline, that wouldn't be the case, and I'd end up, I'd do pretty well in tournaments. Even that Margate Regional I'd end up going to in May 2012. I'd probably do a lot better than I actually did. In the real timeline, I came 26th, but I have a feeling I'd be much higher with this deck. Now, naturally, when the ban list would drop and Dragonfire and Hornet would go to 1, that would annoy me a lot. But I wouldn't give up on the deck. I'd still make it work, and the deck did still work, to be fair, and they did see play afterwards, but probably wouldn't be as strong as it used to be, and still get overshadowed by wind-ups, Dark World, Dino Rabbits, maybe Madolches and Prophecies, Agents. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Mermails later on. I'm trying to remember what the meta was during the September 2012 format. Because I know obviously March 13 was when Dragon Rulers and Prophecies were the most dominant decks, with Mermails and Evil Swarms being up there. Speaking of, evil swarms wouldn't be a problem for me in that matchup, because although it's got these high-level monsters, they don't. I don't think they get summoned very much anyway. I mean, obviously, in general, I'm just no Inzektor expert, um, but um, yeah, with this deck, Evil Swarms would be a lot easier to deal with, mainly Ophion. I mean, I'd still have Dark Magician, Elemental Heroes, and Rainbow Neos. Well, Dark Magician Hero, rather, I would say, but they'd still just struggle and auto lose against Evil Swarms. Anyway, ban lists afterwards just wouldn't affect me, not even the September 2013 one, although I'd still be really annoyed and upset about Stratos being banned. But yeah, I'd still stick with the Inzektors, even into Pendulum era. But then again, I don't know how Inzektors would fare against the likes of Burning Abyss, Tellarknights, Shaddolls, and eventually Clifforts, followed by Infernoids, Darklord, Deck, and Necrolls, Volcanics. I don't know, it's hard to say, especially with Hornet and Dragonfly still at 1. It wouldn't be easy. It would be when these went back to 3, but I don't actually remember when these guys went to 2 and then back to 3. Yeah, I'm just drawing a blank on that. I mean, I'd still like to think I'd do fairly well in tournaments. Whether or not I'd win any is another matter. But there is still half a chance that I'd end up getting fed up of the meta and then just quitting tournaments. Even when Hornet and Dragonfly would eventually go back to 3. Now, along the way, I would still want to want to get the modern support for Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician. But I don't know if I'd go about getting 9 boxes of the Dark Illusion, though. Still, it's hard to say. Having a lure go to 2 and then back to 3 would help this deck as well, for the sake of consistency. But otherwise, I think I would end up quitting tournaments and joining the minor league, and then eventually quitting the current format and still creating Rhetorician format. And I don't think much else would change after that. I don't think Master Rule 4 would hurt this deck a lot. I mean, it's hard to say how easily it can spam out Xyz monsters, just generally. But who knows? Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching.